Before we talk about lying, we need to talk about something else. Belief. Most people believe they are honest. They don't say, "I am always honest." They say something quieter. "I am honest enough. I don't lie like others. I only lie when it's necessary." This belief is very important, because once you believe you are a good person, your mind will protect that belief at all costs, even from the truth. From a young age, we learn a simple story. Honesty is good. Lying is bad. Good people tell the truth. Bad people lie. This story feels clean, comfortable, but real human behavior is not clean. It is messy, context-dependent, situational. Psychology does not ask, is lying good or bad? Psychology asks, when does lying appear? And why does it work? Those are very different questions. This video is uncomfortable because it removes distance. It is easy to talk about liars. It is harder to talk about lying, because lying is not something they do. It is something humans do. Quietly, often without noticing. If at any point you feel defensive, that is normal. Defensiveness is the ego protecting its image. You don't need to fight it. Just notice it. Here is something people rarely think about. Truth and honesty are not the same. Truth is information. Honesty is behavior. You can tell the truth and still be dishonest. You can hide information. You can delay. You can avoid. I didn't lie. I just didn't say everything. The human mind loves these gray areas, because gray areas create freedom, and freedom creates justification. This might sound strange, but listen carefully. A society with zero lying cannot function. Imagine answering every question with full, unvarnished honesty. How do I look? What do you think of my idea? Are you okay? Complete honesty would destroy social bonds. So humans developed small lies, soft lies, social lies. They smooth interaction. They reduce friction. They are not designed to hurt. They are designed to keep things moving. And because they help, we repeat them. Here is the danger. The brain does not label lies as small or big. It labels them as worked or did not work. If a lie works, it becomes invisible. You stop noticing it. You stop questioning it. It becomes part of your behavior, not a decision. At that point, lying no longer feels like lying. It feels like communication. People often ask, when does someone become dishonest? That is the wrong question. The first lie is almost never the problem. The problem is the second, because the first lie teaches the brain that lying is an option. Before the first lie, truth feels like the only path. After the first lie, there is choice, and choice changes everything. Once the brain sees options, it starts negotiating. Is this really a lie? Is this necessary? Is this situation special? The mind is very good at negotiation. It is especially good when emotions are involved. Fear, shame, embarrassment, loss. Emotions push the brain toward the fastest solution. Often, that solution is a lie. Why does speed matter? Truth is slow. It requires explanation. It requires vulnerability. It requires risk. Lies are fast. They close situations quickly. They remove tension. They create relief. In stressful moments, the brain prefers speed over morality. Not because it is bad, because it is efficient. Efficiency is one of the brain's highest values. People like labels. Honest person. Dishonest person. Psychology does not support this. There are no permanently honest people. There are only situations where honesty is easy. Change the situation. Change the behavior. Even people who value honesty will lie under pressure. This does not mean values are fake. It means values are tested by context. Be careful with this sentence. I would never lie about that. I would never cheat. I would never do that. This sentence usually means, I have never been in that situation. Confidence without experience is not morality. It is imagination. Real behavior appears only when there is something to lose. Self-image is fragile. We don't just want to be good. We want to see ourselves as good. This is important, because when behavior threatens self-image, the mind reacts fast. It doesn't ask, what is true? It asks, how do I protect who I think I am? This is where justification begins. Most people do not lie directly. They justify. Justification feels better than lying, because in justification, you still feel honest. I didn't lie, I explained. I had reasons. Reasons are powerful. They turn behavior into logic, and logic feels clean. The brain trusts itself more than reality. If you explain your action, your brain assumes the explanation must be true. Very few people stop and ask, is this explanation real, or is it just comfortable? Comfort usually wins, because comfort reduces stress, and stress is expensive for the brain. At this point, many people feel uncomfortable. That's good. Discomfort means the mind is working. We are not saying you are a liar, we are saying you are human. There is a difference. We cannot talk about cheating, manipulation, or dark behavior yet. Not before this. Because if you still believe lying is something other people do, nothing else will land. Understanding starts when distance disappears, when they become we. In the next part, we will go deeper, not into philosophy, into biology, into the brain, into how reward, relief, and habits slowly reshape behavior. Not dramatically, but permanently. This was part 1 of Mindscope. Pause here if you need to, because from this point on, it gets darker. Thank you for listening.